In a small town, there lived a boy named Rohan. He was smart, hardworking, and had big dreams. But there was one habit of his that often got him into trouble. He talked too much. Every time he learned something new, he just couldn't keep it to himself. He'd tell everyone about his plans, whether it was about his studies, his ambitions, or even his personal goals. Rohan believed that by sharing his plans, he'd feel more motivated. He also enjoyed the praise and attention it brought. His friends admired his ideas, his family felt proud of his ambitions, and his teachers often encouraged him. But despite all his big talks, Rohan had a hard time turning his dreams into reality. One day, he met an old wise man named Guruji at the town's temple. Guruji had seen Rohan many times, always speaking about his future. That day, Guruji called him and asked, "Son, you always talk about your dreams, but have you achieved any of them yet?" Rohan hesitated. Though he had set many goals, he had achieved very little. He replied, "Guruji, I do try, but things don't go the way I plan." Guruji smiled and said, "Let me share a story with you that might help." Long ago, in a village, there lived a poor but hardworking farmer named Dev. He had a dream to own a big farm full of crops. Every day, he worked tirelessly, saving every penny. But he followed one strict rule. He never told anyone about his plans. Villagers would often ask, "Dev, what are you working so hard for?" He'd simply smile and say, "You'll see when the time is right." Years went by. Dev slowly bought small plots of land, planted crops, expanded his farm, and eventually built a beautiful home. The villagers were amazed at how much he had accomplished, without ever talking about it. One day, an old friend visited Dev and asked, "Why didn't you ever tell anyone about your plans?" Dev smiled and said, "When you speak too much about your dreams, two things happen. First, people try to discourage you. And second, you waste your energy talking instead of working. Silence guards your goals. Words are like arrows. Once they're released, they don't come back. I chose to let my success speak for itself." Hearing this, Rohan became thoughtful. Guruji continued, "Son, when you talk too much about your goals, two things happen. First, some people may try to bring you down. Not everyone is happy for your success. Second, the excitement you feel for your goal fades. When you talk about it, your mind thinks you've already achieved something, and that kills your drive to work harder." Rohan now understood why things never worked out. He had been pouring too much energy into talking and not enough into doing. He asked Guruji, "Can I still change?" Guruji smiled and said, "Of course you can. From today, talk less and do more. Let your success be the noise, not your words. Always remember, silence is powerful." From that day forward, Rohan changed his approach. He stopped sharing his plans with everyone. Instead, he focused on taking real steps. He studied harder, worked quietly toward his dreams, and stayed away from unnecessary conversations. Months passed, and things started to change. Rohan was achieving more. His confidence grew, and he no longer needed others' approval. When the final exam results were announced, Rohan had topped the school. Everyone was shocked by his transformation. His friends asked, "How did you do it?" Rohan simply smiled and remembered Guruji's words, "Be silent and get everything." Years later, Rohan became a successful entrepreneur, inspiring others with his journey. He proved that true success doesn't come from talking, it comes from action. Because sometimes, silence is the most powerful tool. Speak less, work more, let your success do the talking. If you like this story and found it inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Story Seeker for more powerful stories that change the way you think. See you in the next one.